Phil here from Wings of Pegasus, and welcome to another video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. So, recently on the channel, I took a look at a video that I was asked my opinion of, and it was another channel pointing out that a guitarist had taken other guitarists' solos and lines and then reproduced them himself in the same key and at the same tempo. And as I understand it from my comments section, he was also selling the tabs to these particular solos and maybe didn't give any credit to the original guitarist who was playing them to begin with. But anyway, the reason for tonight's video is because I've received a lot of comments that are asking the same kinds of questions, and they may be viewers that haven't watched my channel and might not be up to speed with how covers work and how copyright works. So I'm going to be answering some of the questions in my comments section to do with that particular video. So these are comments from the video that I made. So this is my comments section, and I have obliterated the usernames and the pictures just in case they don't want to be broadcast to thousands of people watching this video. And oh, by the way, these answers here, this is something that YouTube does automatically. It gives you options to reply to somebody, my pleasure, glad you liked it, no worries. So it's not actually the creator doing this. So if you see this on other channels, that's what it is. It's not them actually typing, replying to you, but just clicking on these buttons. But it's not how I roll. I reply to somebody. When I reply to them, I don't automate anything. Anyway, that's beside the point. I'm going to be reading out this bottom comment here, because it says, I wonder how things work out like that when you're in a cover band playing at a bar or restaurant and getting paid to play other bands' songs, and they are played in the same key as well as note for note. Great channel, keep up the fantastic work. So thanks for the kind words. This is a question that does pop up quite a lot. So you've got the legal version of this and the illegal version of this, and I'll cover the illegal version first. Say, for example, you're playing at a small party and it's just at somebody's house, or it might even be a pub or a small venue, and you're playing covers, so they're other people's songs, and you're getting paid for that. In that particular case, if the venue or where you are is not registered with PRS in this country, Performing Rights Society, then you shouldn't really be doing that. But I know that it happens all the time. And you could say, well, what if I'm just playing my guitar and a few people happen to be there and it's not really a function per se, but we're just playing songs that we know and that we like? Then you're not getting paid for that. So your friends listening to it with you are not paying you for playing that particular song. So the legal way of doing it is that if you are a covers band and you go and play at venues and functions, the venues where the functions are being held as well will be registered with PRS because they need a live music license anyway. So there are particular steps that venues have to go through and have to take in order to have live music. So once they've done that, then PRS organise all of the royalties and the songs that were played. This is something that the venue will make a note of, all the songs that were played, give that to PRS, and then they organise it, make sure that the songwriters get what they are owed for having their songs played. So the next comment, I'm just going to address this one at the bottom because I got a lot of comments like this saying, what about covers? And one of the comments I got was from somebody saying, oh, why are we just focusing on this guy, this guitarist who's taking other people's solos and recreating them? It's just a cover of their solo. And somebody said, so if I played the solo from Stairway to Heaven, then that's exactly the same thing. And I'm going to explain why it isn't the same thing. And in this particular comment, I did say to the commenter that they've actually answered their own question, or they've proved themselves wrong in their own comment. And the reason for that is, the person said, if I play the solo from Stairway to Heaven, then that's exactly the same thing. So already they know the song. So the song has been given credit. So therefore, the people that wrote that song have been credited. And everybody knows that this is a cover of that original composition that is not owned by the person doing the cover, because it's a cover. So for a cover to be a cover, all of that has to have happened. And when you then play your solo, it is then copyright claimed by the original songwriters. I've done lots of covers on my channel and I play them on my live streams as well, and you guys will know that those get copyright claimed by the songwriters or the owners of that particular song. So during my live streams, the cover videos get copyright claimed as well. So this is just the way that it works. When you play something, even though on my covers I play everything from scratch, I don't use anything from the original composition. Sometimes I'm transposing keys, so it's not even at the same key or the same pitch as the original. It's not even at the same tempo as the original. So I've played their song in my own way and changed how I've approached it, but I haven't changed the song because everybody still knows what the song is. But that is still, even though I've done everything, not used any of that original song, that is still their song. So they own it. So they get the ad revenue and receive the royalties for my performance of their song. In this particular case, if it were a cover, then the person with 500 subscribers would be loving it, because there's going to be potentially somebody playing a cover of their solo, and this person is getting potentially millions of views. So that person with 500 subscribers will be getting the ad revenue for all of those millions of views. But that didn't happen. So again, you guys can pause this video if you want to read this comment the whole way through. But basically, this person is saying how many years ago they would use songs that they knew to practice to. And again, you're not getting paid to practice, so that's absolutely fine. And then they say that there were some bands who would play gigs and get paid for them, and I've already covered that earlier in this video. So this is why, as a musician, as a songwriter, if you are creating songs or creating melodies yourself, make sure that you are keeping a record of them, and if they are full songs or full backing tracks, whatever they might be, make sure that you are registering them and you are uploading them, for example, to TuneCore. That's the company that I use in order to get everything squared away from that copyright perspective with my original music. But make sure that if somebody else is literally going to copy what you've done, like say for example a guitar solo that's note for note yours, and you know it is, and you can say that's my solo because here it is, and you can show that you own it, then yeah, that's the position you want to be in, rather than having somebody stealing everything that you've done and you still haven't registered it yet. You will have, if you've recorded it, you will have all of the audio files and maybe the project in your digital audio workstation that might be time stamped there, when you save a file and it's got a particular time when it was created. You'll have that as evidence, but it's going to be a lot simpler to just point to your song. So just make sure that you are vigilant and you are registering your own intellectual property. So if somebody does play 20 or 30 second or even longer than that solo of yours, you can quite easily put a copyright claim on their video if it's on YouTube. So just a couple more to go, and again, pause the video if you want to read this, but this one's basically saying, what about doing an instrumental, a cover, and a faithful reproduction of one of your favorite instrumental pieces by a band or whatever? Again, that's a cover. It's still going to be copyright claimed, and the copyright owners are entitled to getting paid for you playing their composition. And secondly, if a youngster non-professional records themselves doing their version, essentially copying their favorite guitarist's solo runs, puts it on YouTube, and it's not monetized, that is the same as the situation that I gave earlier, where you might be playing a guitar solo and your friends are in the room as well. they aren't paying you for that guitar solo or to play that guitar solo. So whenever there's money involved, like monetization, for example, it means that there's some form of revenue that has been generated by the content of the video. If the content of the video is copyright material and a song or a solo that you don't own personally, it means whoever does own that is entitled to this revenue that is sitting there that has been generated. So when videos are monetized on YouTube, that's what's happening. Somebody's getting paid, and that's where now legally laws have to be applied, because that money that's been generated, that has to go to somebody. And who does it go to? The person that created the original work. Now, I know that on YouTube there are channels that, and this is a bit of a grey area, the channels that record themselves busking, where they might play 20, 25 songs that they don't own, and they know that they don't own them, but because of all the ambient noise and things going on in the video and the nature of busking, it's very difficult for something that isn't a human to be able to tell which song is being played, especially if those songs are not being put in the title or the description of that particular video. So again, if that video has adverts on it, and this is what I'm talking about, it might not be monetized, but if you see an advert on that video and somebody's busking and playing 20, 25 songs or just multiple songs that they don't own, there's ad revenue going somewhere that isn't to the copyright owners. So that's the grey area, and you know, it could potentially be, if you're getting hundreds of thousands of views or millions of views on your busking videos, that could be a huge source of revenue for yourself personally, unless on these videos, look in the description, because you should see a copyright claim for every song in that video. If you don't, it means that these adverts are creating revenue that is not being claimed and will go to the channel owner. So a bit of a grey area there. Another side of it is that content creators and channels are now registering their covers as their own work. And that means that in the description, you will see the name of the creator followed by the song, but it isn't their song. But they have registered, they've actually given it a content ID and registered it with a third-party company in order to make sure that the royalties come to them. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video and all of the comments on that previous video. Hopefully this has helped to clear things up a little bit as to where ad revenue goes and what a cover is and how, you know, cover bands work, playing at venues, all that kind of stuff. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will catch you guys at the next one. Rock!